Hey everybody, another episode of Let's Play. Today we're taking a look at Warhammer Quest Darkwater as we play through the first training scenario, the tutorial mission to show you how to set up and run a game of Warhammer Quest Darkwater. This is the latest installment, if you haven't caught the GMG review today, of the Quest series. Quest 95 is 30 years old this year, which makes my bones turn to dust as I say that out loud, and we covered it extensively on this channel, in addition to all the other Quest games. We did a complete playthrough of Silver Tower, Cursed City, the Blackstone Fortress, and most of the expansions. Big fan of the Warhammer Quest series, so I was excited for this latest installment. Let's dive in and check out the core game mechanics in this video, and of course we'll set up an actual campaign in the next one. So we're going to join right now Drolf, Edmark, Inara, and Bren as they slay some Mire Kelpies on their way to the Jade Abbey in this little tutorial mission. So let's show you the table, show you the models, and we'll get this underway. So here I am set up for my very first game of Warhammer Quest Darkwater. Now I'm following the quick start video here, tutorial. You can actually get like a little playthrough if you want, which comes in the box and is a really handy way to kind of like get your brain around the rules. So that's what we're doing right now. And it uses one of the Act 1 encounter cards, which is Cleanse the Spawn Pit. Now, if you haven't watched my GMG review today, quick sort of TLDW. This game is really good about having you interact with the miniatures and the work to do to play the game in a pretty digestible way. So Act 1 primarily focuses on these guys. The Pestigors, our bad guy boss here, Foulhoof, the Mire Kelpies, and then little accessories like these little general tokens, little spawn tokens, as well as the treasure tokens you can see here. So you can pretty much get away with playing the whole of Act 1, just assembling the 4 starter heroes that are on the cover. So you can see Inara, Edmark, Bren, and Drolf, and then getting them painted. And then add in more as you go. Because you pick through like encounter cards every time you draw one, you can just avoid anything you haven't built or painted yet. And I think in the first act, there's only like 2 encounters that have the cultists, maybe 1 that has one of the big giant plague bearers. And there's even an encounter with the final boss if you get really unlucky, but there's so many cards and you're only drawing 14 and then picking between them. Most of them focus on these guys, Pestigors, and of course your first boss is Foulhoof in Act 1. So you can just paint the Kelpies, paint the Pestigors in these 4 models, and be ready to play. And conveniently, that's all you need for the quick start mission too. So, quick start. You're going to arrange your initiative order with Edmark, Bren, Inara, and then the Drolf going last. And then we have our heroes, our titular heroes sort of set up right here. You can see I've already painted them all up. So we have Edmark on the right, and this is their deployment arrangement too in the map. Bren next, the Secret Saint, Inara, and then Drolf, the Adventuring Dwarf. My favorite model, unfortunately, last in the queue and last to place. Then we got some Mire Kelpies. If you don't know anything about Kelpies, they're like a Celtic folklore thing. Seahorses. In this one, they're kind of Nurglified, though. They go on these little spawn points. I think when this symbol gets a Kelpie, we have 2 treasure tokens that go on this symbol right here. And then we have 2 generic tokens that go here. These are nests, and the nests need to be cleansed before we get to our escape route, and this is our escape route symbol over here. All of the white hexes, and this is where I've made a comment before that this is very Warhammer Underworlds, are blocked hexes. Any of the yellow dash hexes are snare hexes. They take an additional movement point to get out of. And with a red hex, which we don't have on this map yet, is a dangerous hex. They'll actually a hazard. They'll hurt you when you go through them. So apart from these 4 cards from the first of the encounter decks, their equipment card, which is a Ranger's Kit for Drolf, a Blade of Flowing Waters, which allows your water marker to damage things for Inara, Relics of the Past for Bren, and Shield of the Manticore for Edmark. You don't need much else out of the rewards pack. You need to shuffle your reward deck, pull aside the Kelpie card because you can have Kelpies, 4 splattered status cards because they inflict this status on their movement track. You need a action track token for them to go on their action track because they descend 1 each time they activate. And then finally, I guess you need the initiative tokens on the initiative spaces so you can remember what order people go in. You can also just arrange their cards if you want to. And then finally your turn tracker, which starts at the top, and then when it gets to 5, that's the final battle round for the game. Remaining tokens aren't really required. If you're doing this solo, a single set of the core ability tokens are really all you need to keep track of your action economy, and then you need your Cleanse the Spawn Pit. So what we're trying to do The hero succeed at the end of a battle round if they're in this hex, the escape hex right here, but they can't enter it until both of these are destroyed. Now there's a special action they can do, requires 1 power. If they do it, they cleanse that spawn point. And every turn we have endless waves. At the end of the enemy turn, place a slain Mire Kelpie in as many of these empty hexes as possible. So if you stand on them, you can spawn block them. I can also place my water token on it if I want the barrier of water, because it counts as a block test for enemies. They can't go into it. And then finally, the side quest for this is Purifier. The hero in the exit hex, when the encounter ends, completes this side quest. Basically, they're the ones that purify this little mire, and they get an extra reward. That's our setup part done. Now, luckily, there's a very handy quick reference on the back of the rulebook that you can use when you play your first game. The actions go as follows. You go basically good guys, bad guys, good guys, bad guys, good guys, bad guys. Every time you activate the hero on that initiative track, then you do a whole bad guy activation. When you do bad guy activation, the leader selects what type of bad guys that haven't gone yet this battle round. In this case, it's just going to be the Mire Kelpies over and over again because there's only 1 on the table. And they all go up to their group activation. So for Mire Kelpies, they have a group activation of 3. They'll move 2 hexes when they make a move action. They have a defensive 0. They block no damage. And every time I do a health, I kill 1. They have the Splat special ability. They can retch. If a hero attack scores any crits on them, inflicted damage to each hero next to this enemy. So if they get exploded, they kind of like splatter acid all over you. And then Retch, give the nearest visible hero within 4 hexes the splattered status card. It basically makes you waste an action. If they're already splattered, advance and then attack, and if there's no such hero, advance twice. Now, every time they do an activation, you move this card down and then go back to the top. So it means their first activation, they'll roll the movement style dice. The second one's the aggressive dice. The last one is going to be, they'll always do a Retch action. That's it. Once we've done all 4 heroes, the battle round ends, right? So it's 4 hero activations, 4 bag activations on this map, and every map will be different. It'll tell you where you're at, basically, in the turn and when to reset. So it goes, right? Edmark, Kelpies, Bren, Kelpies, Inara, Kelpies, Drolf, Kelpies, then move the turn marker. It's a nice feature of this, right? All the info is just on each page as you open it up. So I'll start our first battle round, and that means we're gonna have an activation with Edmark. He's the leader. He also decides like where things go. And gets the leader token for this one. And he gets his 3 action cards. Now, whenever you do an action, you have to spend one of these actions, which means tapping, which means you can't do it again. So very often you're gonna start off by doing the 8 action, and you generate a power by tapping them. So think of them like lands in Magic, and then I'll pick one I'm gonna do, so I'll do move. So I tap 8, I can't do that again this turn, but it's gonna power up move for this turn. You can tap a card to do its own action if you want to, but then I'd lock it out and I'll be able to move again this turn. He has a movement set of D6. He rolls a 3+ to defend whenever he gets hit and can take 10 health points. Now you'll see I put a health marker at the top of here to keep track. So when you're on the last one, you've taken 10 damage. He has the Flaring Temper ability. Whenever he saves a hit, every hit he saves on a 5+ does a damage to the person that attacked them. And then he's equipment Shield of the Manticore. Use it before making a saving roll, block a hit. So you can just auto block, but then it's tap for the battle round, and you can't do it again. So you can do each of the tap abilities 5 times per game. It's like I said, he's going to tap aid to power up move, and that means he moves D6. So a little Warhammer Quest here, or old school Hero Quest. He's gonna go 4 hexes. So 1, 2, let's say 3, 4, because he wants to get towards those Kelpies and start killing. He just loves killing, Morty. I still want to attack later, so I don't want to use it to power the move action. So I'm going to tap move to do another move, and he'll move D6 again and go 6 this time. And now I really want to kill this if I can. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get out because it's a sticky hex, and then 6 to get into it. I'm actually able to damage on the defense with Edmark, so I'm not too worried about attacking the Kelpies. They're just going to come back anyway. And that means I'll spend my last attack. I'll tap it to gain a power. I'll use it to do the scenario action, which is destroy nest. If the hero's in a hex containing a nest, remove it from the battlefield. So I get to blow that nest up, which means I'm 1 away from getting into the escape hex. So Edmark's gone. I'm going to put the action cards on next to Bren because she's going to go next. But the Kelpies get a full activation. Now they're at the top here, so I move that down, and they'll do the one I just came from, which is the black enemy action die. That's a move plus a quick attack. You always start activating enemies basically after who was noisiest last. So because Edmark is the one that went last, he's going to be the one they go after. First they reposition, they move 2 hexes. This one's going to go 1, 2. It's going to attack. It has a range 2 attack, so it can move 2 or attack me 2 hexes away. rolls 1 dice on a 4+, and it crits on a 6. So some enemies are more dangerous than others. A critical hit does 2 hits instead of 1. So let's see if it hits. It does. On a 4+ it hit. Now, when you do a quick attack, you actually don't get your criticals. You can only ever do a single damage because it's like a attack of opportunity. So that first one misses. Now, group activation is 3, so I gotta do 2 more of these. He's the next closest to the guy who just activated, so he's gonna go 1, 2, and now he can attack 2 away, and he'll also spit at me. On a 4+, he does. All right, so now Edmark has a defense of 3, so on a 3+, he'll save that because he's a heavy armored knight. He does. 6s don't do anything bonus in defense normally, but they can sometimes. And then Flaring Temper on a 5+, he'll do a damage back. No, he doesn't explode into flames. And so that's the Kelpie's first activation done, so now it's over to Bren. And Bren's gonna use Aid once again, this is very often the case, and tap it to power up move. So she'll make a move action. She also goes D6, she only goes 1. Ugh. Gonna give up her attack to power move again. And go 2. It's a 1, 2. And I guess she'll give up move to move 1 more time. And go 5 this time. So she's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And be right next to that Kelpie. Kelpies are on red now, so they roll a red die. And they're gonna get a onslaught, which is to attack whatever's near them. Starting with the one closest. On a 4+, attacks Bren. Oh, and it criticals for 2 hits, so she has to make 2 saves. Now her save is only a 4+. Special abilities once per battle round. In this hero's turn, pick a ability. I can either reroll my move rolls, reroll my attack rolls, or reroll my save rolls. I didn't want to use that right away. So I guess I'm just wasting this one. On 4s I save, I take a damage. Next closest is over here, which can't attack because it's not in range. And then next closest will be over here, and it'll attack Edmark because he's nearby. On a 4, it misses. All right, with Bren done, we move this down now because it's going to be special action. Inara's got the con, so that means that we're going to have Aid get tapped for her to move, and she moves D6. She moves 1. Then she'll tap attack to move again, and roll a D6, and go 3. 1, 2, 3. And she'll tap move to go 1 more time. And go 2. 1, 2. Special ability is she can use a power to place a barrier anywhere in line of sight, and it counts as blocked for them, but not for the heroes, which means you can kind of trap the Kelpies. You can also place it on their spawn points, which is really handy to keep them from coming back. Well, the Kelpies go again, and they're gonna onslaught now. So starting with her, because she moved first, the next nearest one is here. It's going to splatter the closest hero in range. So it splatters Bren. The next closest will be over here. It's gonna splatter Edmark. He's gonna lose an action. And then a third one, I guess would be this one over here, and it can't splatter anybody because it's not within 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's gonna move twice. 1, 2, 1, 2. Move onslaught if we get into range, but it can't quite get into range either. This is draw for clock. Now he only moves 3, but he doesn't have to roll, which is great. So he's gonna go 1, 2, 3 by powering up a move action with Aid. Then he's gonna go 3 again. 1, 2, 3. And then he'll go, I guess he doesn't have line of sight, unfortunately. Line of sight is any part of your hex to any part of somebody else's hex without touching a wall. So unfortunately that touches a wall. He just moves 1 more time, and he goes 1, 2, 3. And the Kelpies go. The token went back to the top there, so they're gonna roll the black die and get special action, so they all retch again. Gonna splatter Drolf. Now his special ability is he's got a ranger's kit. Pick a visible blocked hex until the start of the next turn. This hero can move through that blocked hex, but can't end their move in that hex. Actually climb the walls, which was gonna be handy next turn, but I can't do right now. He's also a seasoned in when he uses sprint, using the move ability, they ignore the effects of the lethal hex. Now you can do an extra power to do core abilities, which levels them up. Sprint means that you move 6 instead of rolling if you use 2 power. So the first one splattered him. The second one's gonna attack Edmark because he's onslaughting, because he's already there. So on a 4+, he misses. And then the third one would be probably this one's nearest. It'll attack, because she's already onslaughted as well. Bren, and do a critical. Bren's gonna make 2 saves on 4s and fail neither, or pass neither, so 1, 2 damage. And it's a battle round, so we're into battle round 2. We go all the way back to Edmark, and we start again. So Edmark's got a, first drop is splattered, so he's gonna tap Aid to get rid of the splattered card, because it costs him an action, because he can't take any other actions while he's splattered. Then he's gonna attack, and he'll tap attack to do that, and that means he's gonna stab. So he has 2 dice, range 1, hitting on 3s. Sixes are 2 hits. He only needs 1 here. So he gets that 3+. Kelpies have 0 defense. They block 0 hits, and they only take 1 health before they die. So this one goes away. He's going to power up a move and move D6. Try to head towards that next location. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3. Now, because we have a dead Mire Kelpie, we get to spawn a new one in, and we spawn the location of the leader's choice. But we have to fill as many spawn points as possible with dead Kelpies. So there's always going to be 4 on the table at the start of the next hero activation. The red, so they're going to roll the red die to see what they do, and they move and attack. It starts with the one closest to him. So moving, this guy's already in contact, so he's just going to attack on a 4 and a Drolf and hit. Drolf has a 4+ save, and he'll fail, so he'll take a damage. Next closest dead mark is over here, so he's going to go 1, 2. He's not within 2, so he doesn't attack. The last one, the closest dead mark is this one, so it's just going to straight up attack Bren because it can see along that line. Can't see through its friend. Never mind, it can see through its friend. So it's going to attack on a 4. And hit Bren for 1. She has her 4+ save, and she passes. That's Bren's turn, so she'll drop 8 again and tap that to get rid of the splattered. And then start his activation, she's going to re-roll move rolls, I think. We'll power up move with a move. And she'll re-roll that because she doesn't want to move 2. She still moves 2. She's going to go 1, 2. And then she's going, you know what, she'll just go 1 instead. And then she'll power up and attack against that Mire Kelpie. And stab it. And miss. It's 2 dice. And crits that one to death. A great turn, but the Kelpies get to go. So again, this one spawns in. I get to choose, or the leader gets to choose where it goes, so over there. On special action, so once again, starting with the person nearest. So she's going to get splattered again. Then the next nearest would go can't splatter, so it would go 1, 2. And then can't onslaught, so it goes 1, 2 again. Last one would be this Kelpie, goes 1, 2, 1, 2, because she's already splattered and it couldn't onslaught after the first move. All right, Inara's turn. She's going to move, so she's going to spend her, tap her aid to power up a move action. She'll go D6 again. We're going to get some good move rolls now. She's going to go 3, that's what I needed. 1, 2, 3. And now she's going to attack. She has a range of 3, but she really just wants to power an attack with an attack so she can kill this Mire Kelpie. So 2 dice on 3s. She has a crit and a hit, so 3 damage, doesn't block any, and it dies. She's going to use her move to power Barrier of Water. Remove any water spell tokens from the battlefield, pick a visible empty hex, place a water spell token on that hex. Enemies treated as blocked. While it's on a lethal hex, it's not lethal to the opponent. So we're going to water spread that right there, which means the Kelpie cannot come back on there. All right, so that's her turn over, and that means we're on to Drolf. But first the Kelpies go. One's going to spawn over here. They're on their move action die, so that's going to be the black die, which is just a reposition here, and then they go down 1. So neither of these can reposition, so they just stall out, and then it's going to be 1, 2 over here for this last one. All right, Drolf's turn. He does not care about that Kelpie very much, so he's just going to power a move with aid, and he'll tap his Ranger's kit this turn, and go 1, 2, 3, and hop that wall. He'll use attack to power it, and he'll go 1, 2, 3. And then he'll use move to power another move and go 1, 2, 3. Last Kelpie activation, it's the red die this one, and it's going to be a move plus a quick attack. One nearest Drolf, it's going to attack him first. Can't crit though, so just on a 4. Hits, and he's got his 4+ save. Takes the damage at 8. Next closest, it's just going to attack because it can. It's within 2. So it'll spit at Drolf on a 4. Whoa. Does, and he blocks it on a 4. Nope. Last one can also see Drolf and misses. Into the battle round, we move across. These guys are on special action when it's over. And he was splattered actually, so he would be 1, 2, 3 right here, but it wouldn't have changed who was attacking him. This one, Kelpie would have moved forward. All right, back to Edmund. Not splattered for a turn, which is great. He's going to start walking. And he's going to move 3, so using his aid, 1, 2, 3. He'll tap the move to power move. And only go 1, so he'll just stand right here. And then I guess he'll just burn his attack action because he can't really do anything. All right, Kelpie special action, so they splatter Edmund, because of course they do. Next one will move and attack him. Actually, the next one will splatter Inara. And then the last one would splatter Drolf. So everybody's splattered now. They're back up to reposition. Well, Bren will sacrifice aid to get rid of that. Then she will sacrifice move to make a move roll. She's going to roll far. 1. moves on to here, and then she'll sacrifice attack to do it again. And she'll go 3. 1, 2, 3, over to here, I guess. Back to the Kelpies. Inara went last, but they can't move towards her, so they're just on the black die. Activation dice. They're going to attack. Advance, then onslaught. So they can't move towards her, so they're just going to move towards the next nearest, which would be this one would advance, and then onslaught into Inara. On a 4. Nope. Oh, and I keep forgetting about the splattering. If they do critical hit, but no one was next to... Who killed one? I think it was her, but she wasn't adjacent because of this thing. You need to keep track of that, though. Then the next one, so 2, because it's group action 3, would move. And then try and attack Inara as well on a 4. Yep, and does she save? She saves on a 5. She does not, so she takes damage. This one's adjacent to Drolf, so it'll move and then onslaught. And it crits him. He's got to make 2 saves on 4s. He passes both. Well, it's Inara's turn now, and she's going to first get rid of her splattered by dropping an aid. She'll tap that. Then she's got to make an attack, and she's going to attack one of the Kelpies. So she'll make an attack action. So 2 dice, just gets a crit. It's not adjacent, so nobody takes any damage. She'll power up a move, because we're getting late in the game. I got to go blow up this nest. She'll go 3. 1, 2, 3. Then she's going to move her, she's going to Blade of Flowing Waters, pick a visible water spout, then pick a hex within 3 of this hero or that water spout token that's visible to them, and then place it there. So we're going to shift this water spout over to here. All right, Kelpies get to act. So first one spawns in, and I can choose where. I'm going to put it over here. Starting with the ones closest, they are on the red die now. And they get Onslaught, Grievous Blow, sorry. This enemy attacks a visible hero in range, and all hits are increased to critical hits. So everything's a crit. So Inara's going to get attacked by 2 of these Kelpies. So this one right here, if it hits, it's a crit. Ugh, double crits. All right, so she's got to save on 5s, and she passes 1, so takes damage. The next one attacks on a 4. Doesn't. And the last one's not in range, so it's just going to stand there. And it's Drolf's turn. He's going to get rid of his splattered with a tapping of aid. He's going to use his ranger kit, and we'll target this one right here. And he's going to go, actually, sorry. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. He won't use his ranger kit yet. Puts him on the nest, and it's the last Kelpie activation. They're all going to special again. So, first one closest to Drolf is going to splatter Inara. Then the next one closest to Drolf is going to attack Inara because she's already splattered. Actually, sorry, it'll splatter Edmark. Oh, he's already splattered, so yeah, it'll attack. And it does a crit, so she's going to make 2 saves. And she passes both somehow. And the last one's not in range, so it's going to move. And then it's not in range again, so it's going to move. And with battle round 3, we're on to 4. All right, we need to cleanse this last thing. These guys go back to the black die. So let's do some sweet, sweet cleansing. Starting with Edmark. He's going to shake the splatter by getting rid of aid. Then he's going to shake attack action. He'll use it to power its own attack, so tapping it to attack this Kelpie on a 3. Just double misses, and then I guess he'll move. Put himself closer to the Kelpies. Move 4. He'll go 1, 2. He's way more durable than Inara is, so by putting himself in the middle of it, they'll attack him instead if she moves away. Speaking of which, let's see what they do. Just move. So they're already repositioned as close as possible, which means this last one will go 1, 2. All right, Brent's turn. She's not splattered either, so she's going to give up aid to do a loot action. And that means I get to draw the top reward card. Now, because we're going to treat this as a campaign game, I don't get to look at it now. If this was in a game that was a skirmish game, just a one-off, I can look at it right away and use it if I want to. And then I remove the treasure token because I found something hopefully cool in the swamp. And she will, you know what? And she's going to then give up... she's going to do the reroll moves this turn. And she's going to give up her move action, or she'll power move with a move, and hopefully be able to reroll this. 6. 1, 2, 3. And then she'll attack for the last one, powering it with the attack action. 2 swings on 3s. Hits once. Doesn't crit it though, so it just goes away. And we're into the Kelpie turn. So with the Kelpies having less than 4 guys, we get to spawn one. I'm gonna spawn it far away over here. On the red die, so let's see what they do. They're going to move and attack. It's a basic attack. So starting with the one nearest Bren would be this one, so it can't move any closer to her, so it's just going to attack. And we'll have an attack Edmund. Obviously, he's going to defend an R if he can. On a 4, and this one can crit. It hits, and he saves it. But on a 5+, the fire fights back. It does damage and burns it alive. The next one misses. The next closest over here, we'll just move. 1, 2, the reposition. It's Inara's turn. Well, she'll start off by using an aid. And she'll power the attack action, or sorry, to get rid of the splattered action before she does anything else. Then she'll power attack with an attack and try and Hadouken that one right there. Is within 3 range. And she hits it, so it goes away. No crit. Then finally, she'll power a move with a move. And only go 1. That's enough though, I go to there. And then she'll use her flowing blade of water to move this to this hex over here. And that way nothing can spawn on it. All right, Kelpies, so forced to spawn over here. The only 2 open spawn points. They will now get to do their onslaught action. There's nobody visible within 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're just going to move. So 1, 2. It's not within 2 to onslaught, so it just moves again. And then 1, 2, not within visible to onslaught, so it moves again. 1, 2, not within visible, so again. It's 4th battle round. We need to get this thing looted. So we'll have Drolf go. He's going to do a sprint. He's going to use he'll tap, actually no, he'll tap aid first to destroy this nest, because we have to. And he'll just tap the other 2 to move 1, 2, 3, and 1 more. Kelpies get their final activation. It's just a black dice roll, and that's going to be a move plus an onslaught. So the first one, it'll have an attack Edmund, because he's got a better save. Hit on a 4, crits him, so he makes 2 saves. Passes 1 and takes the damage. And then does he blast back? He sure does. He kills it. Doesn't count as a crit though, so it doesn't splatter. Next one comes over and attacks Edmund. What do we got, buddy? Hits him. So does he save on a 3? He does. And does he blast back? No. Last one moves forward, attacks him as well. And misses. All right, final battle round. All right, Big E's turn. He's going to start by using aid to power an attack action. So he'll tap that. 2 dice on 3s. Crits. So now everybody takes the damage because he blew it up. Now he's going to use move to power a move action, I guess. And he'll go 4. He's only going to go 1. And then he'll use attack to power an attack action, and he'll attack that last Kelpie. And splat it 2. Crit though, so nobody takes any damage, and he's just stuck there. All right, Kelpies go. Only 2 can spawn in because both the other spawn points are held. And they get to do their big action, their special action. Nothing's in 4, so it's going to be 1, 2, and then they can't see anything. So 1, 2, and then 1, 2, can't see anything, 1, 2. And this is going to be a problem because we have to get through this hex. And that makes it Bren's turn, and she's got to go clear the way. So she's going to make, and she's not sticky for once, so she's going to spend both her move and her aid to do a super move. And not, actually no, she can reroll. She'll do the Yondere's Guidance. She'll reroll her move actions. That's better. And she's gonna go 6 anyway. And go 1, 2, 3, 4. And hang it over here with these 2 Kelpies. And she'll use move to power an attack action and swing at one of them and kill it. And then swing at the other one with the last one and kill it too. Neither of them were crits. So they just die. They spawn back on, because of course they do. And let's see what they roll. They are on movement right now, which means it's the black die. And they go move plus onslaught. So that's going to be 1, 2, not in range, 1. That means it's Inara's turn. And Inara can make her move action, and she'll use move plus, because I don't want to risk rolling this, move plus aid to get 2 to power it. So that means she can move 6, so she can move on to this token. And then she'll use an attack to attack that last Kelpie, which is in line of sight, and she'll crit it, but no one's in base contact, so no damage to anybody. Kelpies go again. 2 will spawn on this time. Here and here. It's a red dice action this turn, so let's see what they do. Just an attack. No one's in range or line of fire, so they all just stand there. They know it's over. That leaves it on Drolf. Loot that last reward. So using his 8 action to get rid of this. He'll use his Ranger kit to make that open, and he'll go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and everybody's all lined up to leave. Always go one last time. They make their onslaught action. Within 4, so Bren's gonna end the game splattered. Then the next one can't spot or anybody, so it'll be 1, 2, and then attack. Inara lands a crit, so she has to make 2 saves. This will matter for the next game, and pass neither, so she's damaged again. The final one can't reposition to move through anybody, so it just stands there. That means great success. So we finished our side quest with Inara. She's the Purifier. And we ended the battle round in the 5th battle round in the escape hacks, where the nests are both gone. Now, because we were going to consider this a campaign game, we're going to do the post-game stuff. We succeeded. So everybody gets to heal D3. So starting with Drolf, he heals completely. Inara is going to heal 4. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, actually 1, 2. So she's going to have 3 damage on her. Bren heals 1. And Edmark heals 1. So everybody's got a little damage on them for the next game. He draws 5 reward cards from the reward deck. If none of the heroes were vulnerable, they draw 6. These are my encounter rewards. Starting with the leader, then we all get to basically take 1 and discard 1. Draw 6, and I also get to keep the ones that we found. So we got Burst of Speed. Pick a hero. In their next turn, they can sprint for 0 movement. A free burst. And then Bren gets Shrug It Off. Use this before making a save. Block a hit. So my draws, I find a Shrug It Off, which is the same as the one we drew. A Wrathful Blow. It costs 3. Reduce the energy cost by 1 for every 3 damage I have. Pick an enemy next to the hero. This hero attacks the enemy. Add 3 to the dice characteristic of the attack. Crazy, like a Berserker attack. Lucky. Use after rolling a dice, flip it to show the opposite face. That's cool. So you roll a 1, you roll a 6. Some grenades, and then another burst of speed. So I think I'm going to give burst of speed to Inara. I'm going to give a grenade to Drolf, a grenade to Edmark, and I have another Shrug It Off or a Wrathful Blow. We'll give a Wrathful Blow to Edmark too. That means we need to now continue the act. So we'll go through building an act deck and drawing the next card in the next episode. But for now, we have completed our first game of Warhammer Quest. We got a few fun rewards. We took some damage, and we're going to carry that through to the next encounter in the act. So there we go. We'll look at the gameplay from Warhammer Quest Darkwater. It's a pretty simple move and attack action economy that uses kind of like the board game mechanics of something like a Warhammer Underworld, and then a procedural generation system for encounters, each one using a different page from the Encounter Rooms book. A bit of a departure from the classic Quest style, laying out your dungeon, having it build in front of you as you go, or the previous Cursed City that gave you like map layouts for all the dungeon tiles that could be rearranged over and over again. In this one, the what you're playing for changes, and the same map can get reused several times for different encounters and different things. For instance, there was symbols on the map we used for this last one that we didn't actually encounter. There's like a little cauldron in the middle there that can be interacted with, and various other missions will use that same template for us to like wander around in. It's a neat compromise, and I'll be honest, more than anything else, I'm just impressed by how flat the book lays and how good the pages look, even on camera with like studio lighting, where there should be some reflections and stuff. They're kind of matte and generally pretty useful. So the next game you see me play, which will also be today, is the beginning of Act 1. And Act 1 goes all the way to Falhuth's sort of death at the end. This is the first series of encounters. I'm going to teach you how to put together the encounter deck. We're going to use this as like the opening encounter. So even though we're going to do a full 7-episode campaign to finish the first act, this will be kind of like the session 0, if you will. It gives us some cool gear, got a little bit of damage on us. We saw everybody got to move around and do things. And this is sort of our first encounter on the outskirts of the Jade Abbey. So you can carry on with that one today. And if you haven't watched the GMG review, you can see me talking about the boss components, the things I haven't put together yet, and just a variety of other sort of like comments and thoughts about this box set so far. So thanks for watching. We'll see you for more GMG reviews. Still in a mash.